Engine building isn't necessarily rocket science, but building today's high-end race engines certainly involves elements of space-age technology and engineering, so the knowledge can definitely help. And it has been helpful for Tom Hughes, owner of Hughes Race Engineering, who spent 3 years working for Rocket Lab, the New Zealand space program, as the leading hand of propulsion responsible for engine production. That background, among other things, has translated into many high-end race engines being built throughout Hughes' career. After his stint with Rocket Lab, Tom founded Hughes Race Engineering in Auckland, New Zealand, in early 2017. Hughes Race Engineering specializes in naturally aspirated, high-revving 4-valve engines and churns out incredible engine builds, such as its most recent creation of a Toyota Lexus V8 1UZ-FE engine for New Zealand Speedway Superstock Racing. I'm Greg Jones, editor of Engine Builder magazine, and we're going to give you all the details in this episode of Engine of the Week.
This video is sponsored by PennGrade. Precision, performance, PennGrade. Always the original green oil. And by Elring. Leading technology, leading service.
The 4-liter 242 CID all-alloy 1UZ-FE engine debuted in 1989 in the first-generation Lexus LS 400 and the Toyota Celsior, and was progressively released across a number of other models in the Toyota Lexus range. The engine is over-square by design, with a bore and stroke of 3440 and 3250 respectively. It has proved to be a strong, reliable, and smooth power plant with features such as 6-bolt main bearings and belt-driven quad camshafts. Since Hughes Race Engineering is still a relatively new name to the New Zealand engine building scene, the 1UZ-FE engine was built and developed as a shop promo engine to show what Hughes could offer as an engine package and service. New Zealand Speedway Superstock Racing is dirt oval track racing, and class rules dictate that the engine can't exceed 248 CID, a 10-to-1 compression ratio, 500 max valve lift, and requires 4-barrel carburation. To start this build, HRE ported and flowed the cylinder heads and cut the high-flow seats. The shop used bucket bore camshaft reliefs and did dry sump rocker cover modifications and combustion chamber modifications. The intake manifold was also ported and flowed. The block was bored, decked, and honed, and HRE lightened and balanced the rotating assembly. The cylinder heads feature Kelford camshafts with proprietary custom lobe designs, as well as Kelford valve springs and titanium retainers. HRE used custom oversized valves and custom designed and made the VVTi delete, according to class rules. The short block on the 1UZ-FE engine features CP custom-designed pistons, rings, and clips, custom-made rods with ARP rod bolts, ACL Race Series bearings, a Holley XP carburetor, Link ECU ignition control, a Daily Engineering dry sump pump, and a custom-designed pump mount, as well as a heavily modified crankshaft. According to Hughes, being a development engine, this 1UZ-FE engine build came with some huge learning curves, and every aspect of the engine had multiple attempts to get the engineering to the point it's at today. Despite all of that, Hughes still believes there is more horsepower to be gained, even with the racing class rule restrictions. With all the kinks worked out and some space-age engineering behind this Toyota Lexus 1UZ-FE, the engine cranks out 501 horsepower at 8,100 RPM and 378 foot-pounds of torque in its restricted class format. That's some pretty impressive stuff. Well, that does it for this episode of Engine of the Week. A special thanks to our sponsors PennGrade Motor Oil and Elring. And remember, if you have an engine you'd like to see featured, please email me at gjones@babcocks.com. See you all next time.